Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hello baby. My name is Slonde Mapumulo and welcome to my channel. But if you're a returning subscriber, a regular degula sanbonani and welcome back to another video. For today's video, I'm doing it's like a new segment nyana that I really wanted to incorporate into my channel because I did explain to you guys in the first video, and I was very hyper about and excited about the fact that we're just gonna unpack and learn and just not learn but just unpack the difficulties that come with adulting and just going into the world after high school and just life in your early 20s. But I think it's important for me to even have a segment where I really unpack with you guys where I'm at. I don't think it's giving advice, but then just showing you guys the reality of everything and just where I'm at, how I'm dealing with it. Because it's very easy to just be do this, do that, don't do that, don't do that. But then it's really not that easy when you really put it into, action. And it comes with its difficulties, but then I think this is very important, especially for people that relates, just anyone that relates, just take something from it, and just, even if you're not going to take anything from it, just know you're not alone. Everyone is just going through their own, and just navigating life in their own ways. I keep saying, but then I'm going to keep saying, because I always say, But then where do I start? I think when I started this channel, I was really convinced I have something that's just gonna distract me from just being stuck in one place. Not even distract, just to keep me busy. And because normally when I get my depressive episodes, I really just lock myself up and just put myself in a very dark place and just just sit in the room every day watching movies, series, just not saying anything, not interacting at all. So I thought this channel would really allow me to open up, but not really allow me to open up, but just to get out of that space, get myself out of an environment that I've normalized where I think, that's my normal routine and that's okay and that's how I want to live my life every day. But then I thought, I was very excited. I was just oh my God, yeah. So this channel is just gonna I need to start a new routine and just put things back into place and just not be so stagnant and just sulking and wallowing every day. But then it really hasn't been that easy. But then I think the biggest thing for me right now that I'm stuck on, I feel I'm just going through a whole just identity crisis. I just don't know who I am. And in order for me to just move on or just find my path, I need to be rooted in something, man. Just knowing what I want. But I'm such a confused person. I feel I'm so I'm very gullible and very and thing is, most people always tend to judge that because I normally have a very straight face, so people always think I'm just the strong person that can just take everything. But I'm so sensitive, it's insane. The smallest things make me cry and sad and just but then I think for the longest time if you're like me, I don't think these type of things should be normalized. I don't like it when people tend to judge someone that's more on the reserved side when you first meet her or stuff like that. And I know my face is not as welcoming, but at the same time, it's if you're being told that all your life or someone is just speaking those words onto you, everyone you bump into, that's the same thing that you hear about yourself. And anytime you try and do something, the response that you get from people is literally confirming what everyone keeps on saying about you. But then I think for the longest time, people or just anyone in general, even in my family, it's insane, but then I know, for the longest time, people always used to say, you're so mean, you're such a, like, you know, you're so not welcoming, you have such a straight face, and you're this, you're not a nice person, you're this and this, this and this and this. And not because I'm comparing, but at the same time, it makes it a bit difficult when your sister is such an open person and just like, happy. So it makes it difficult for people to see that you're just reserved the first time, but you're actually like, you know, you're a nice person. It's just that sometimes I can't control my face. But then I think before, when I was like in high school, I generally didn't care. But then as I came out of high school, like I tried to meet people halfway, I think. I was always just like, you know what, let me just try and be nice. Like I can't always just be like, oh my God, people are just judging me, you know, stuff like that. Like I tried opening up and communicating, and I definitely say I've made progress. Because I remember when I used to go like to gigs and places with my sisters, they used to always just be like, oh my God, you're so weird. You're so weird. And now I think I've become a better person because I can communicate with people. Like I try, you know, and be like, you know, I've learned to be more welcoming and just not normalize my faces and my facial expressions and stuff like that, and actually be nice to people and be more welcoming so that people can actually talk to me. So, and then like, you know, as time went by, I was just like, that's not like the biggest thing in the world and stuff like that. But then me, I'm very sensitive when it comes to people I care about. When it's someone I don't care about and someone says to me, you're a mean person, it's not really, you know, because you're judging me from something you don't know. But when it comes from people that I carry so heavily in my heart, like it literally slaps harder than, you know, than it's supposed to slap. And I'm very sensitive when it comes to people that I carry heavily in my heart. Like if I care about you, I care about you. Like I carry you. I even remember when my sister, every time I used to go through something or someone else used to go through something that I care about within my family, she used to always say, Slunda, you need to learn how to not carry things. Like take it in, give people advice, or just listen, but don't like I tend to like carry the burden of someone else, like, and stuff like that, and feel their pain with them. But then, anyway, let me stop rambling. Let me go back to the points that I was making. And yeah, I think it started slapping harder when it came from people that I care about. And the worst part is that when my depressive episodes came, or when, remember I kept on saying in my videos, Guti, like in 2020 was the hardest year for me, when I was taking my gap year and I stayed at home, wallowed, sulked, whatever, all the things you can think about in a depressive episode happened to me in that year. But then I think the hardest part for me was that the personality that comes with I don't even know what to call it really, but then we're unpacking. I'm gonna understand these things as I grow up and find better words or find better ways to navigate them. But then I think as time went by, when I was within that space, I think there was a lot of people in my environment, and I'm not gonna like, you know, explain what are the dynamics with that, but then I was bashed so much for the way I handled my depression. And to the point whereby every time I get a depressive episode, I think there's something wrong with me, and I don't want to be depressed because I never want to make anyone that I love or I care about feel some type of way around me. So I think when that path started, and listen, at that point, I had no understanding of what it was, but then things tend to stick with you for some time. But then I think when that happened, a lot of people had a problem with how I dealt with just how I felt about myself. Like just me staying away in my room, whether it be me not saying anything, whether it be me not talking. And thing is, I can't talk. I naturally, well, I don't want to use that as an excuse, but then I naturally, even though I'm still learning and still growing out of that personality, I naturally just don't like talking too much. But then it becomes worse when I'm not feeling okay. So I think when I'm not feeling okay, there's certain environments that I thought would be my safe space, where I can actually act like my normal sad self and not say a word and actually just be in my own space. Like just walk out and just eat to survive and live and actually just carry on staying in my, you know, space where I can allow myself to feel, where I don't have to be a burden to someone else. And I don't like pity. That's my problem. That's why I like staying in my own space when I'm not okay. But I think just the whole me getting bashed within my depressive episodes about my personality has lived with me throughout these years. Like, it's stuck. And I didn't see it until now. Like, now I'm so sensitive to the point whereby, like, when I'm not feeling okay, I feel uncomfortable with not feeling okay. Like, I'm so conscious of how I'm making someone else feel instead of allowing myself to feel and dealing with the emotions that I'm feeling at that point. And it's become so hard to the point whereby I've convinced myself that I'm actually a bad person. Like, to the point whereby even if the smallest thing would happen, whether it's between me and my sister or me and my cousin, like, I will literally bash myself so much to the point whereby I've convinced myself, I'm just not a good person. Like, I'm not a nice person. Anything that I say, any reaction that I get from someone or people is always just going to be negative. So I'm literally just going through like a person. I don't know how I'm gonna, like, you know, get through that or stuff like that. And I've gotten to the point whereby I'm so insecure and I'm starting to think just like people don't like me. And this is not, I did say in the beginning, this is when I say people don't like me, I don't mean it in a sense, just general people. Trust me, I don't care about general people. But it's like, it can't be that everyone around me, whether it be family or close friends or cousins and stuff like that, thinks the same way about me and there's nothing wrong about me. But at the same time, it's like, I'm being myself. Like, am I not allowed to just feel and be myself? And can people not accept me for who I am? Why do I have to shift and change every time I meet someone just so that I'm accepted and someone doesn't think I'm mean? Like honestly, if there's someone out there and you see people that are reserved and that keep to themselves, don't judge someone until you actually talk to them and actually like get to know them and stuff like that. Because when you make comments like that to people that you don't even know, like, that's not nice. And I don't like the fact that it's been normalized to the point whereby people think it's okay to just judge someone that doesn't have the most welcoming face and just be like, you're not a nice person. But then, that aside, I think my biggest problem right now with my journey is just finding a way to accept that not everyone is gonna, like, you know, accept or just like, you know, something of that sort. But I'm having a very hard time doing that. And then me not being able to just figure out who I am or just not who I am. I don't know if I'm using the right words, like who I am. I don't know. I think I know who I am to some extent, but I just have episodes where I just lose it sometimes and I just question my personality. But then with that coming on about, I find it so hard to just, you know, like, I don't have a safe space where I can feel so that I can come out of those emotions and actually be productive. It's just like, I have to hide when I'm sad. I have to hide when I'm crying. I have to hide when I'm, you know, not okay, because I don't want, like, you know, the next event or someone else to call me for some meeting or someone else to just bash me about just, you know, someone just being like, no, you're this, you're that, you're that, you're that, you're that, you're that, and you're not making me feel uncomfortable. And it's just like, you're not making me feel comfortable. This is my normal personality. I keep away from people so I can actually make it a safe space for other people, but then still me keeping away still hurts and offends people that I care about. But then within that, me just trying to figure out and navigate life and show love and be a good person, I'm really like losing the plot when it comes to just my purpose in life. Because I'm just so stuck in this one place and everything that I think about myself is so negative to the point whereby I don't know where to start when it comes to just my purpose in this world. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel so like, where do I begin? Where do I start to pick up the pieces? Because I feel like half the time when I leave the house, it seems like that's the only safe space I have. But when I leave the house, I have to pretend like I'm okay. And when I'm in the house, I still need to pretend like I'm okay. So it's just like, when do I get to allow myself to feel so I can move past this phase and actually get up and get the energy to start doing something? Whether it be me just going for some random singing audition, whether it be me focusing on this channel. And it's just like, also, I don't think this channel will be as easy as possible, but then, well, not that I thought it would be easy, but at the same time, it's not coming as easy as I thought it would, because I can't like record when I want to or when I'm feeling expressive. And when I'm in those depressive episodes, on days where I can, like I have the equipment and the space to record, is the days where I don't have the emotional capacity or just the energy to say something. And when I have the energy and I know what I want to communicate out there and what I want to share, I don't have the equipment with me to actually do things like that. So it's just like, I feel like the whole space and place that I'm in is holding me back from a lot of things. But I'm really at a place where I'm trying so hard to push forward, and and it's like a lot of people get shocked when I say these things, because I think I also just put up a front of just being okay and just looking cute and whatever and just being that girl, but I'm actually not that girl at all. Literally not even close right now. And I think it's just end of year like fatigue. Like it's always just this period of time, like whenever it's like September going towards, I always feel like this type of way and stuff like that. But then I think I'm not gonna normalize this being a pattern in this type, like in these days, like on these months. Like I need to stop at say manje before it becomes a thing where it's like, okay, next year September I'm back again, next year October I'm back again. Like I don't want that to actually be a thing. But I think the hardest part is just there's so much to do. I don't know, like I know I'm young and stuff like that, but also I'm very hard on myself and I don't like being stagnant. Like I don't wanna get to next year and feel like I wasted 3 months to wallowing and sulking. But at the same time, I feel like I need to feel. But at the same time, it's like, where, what am I doing? Like, I think we all need to just, like, I think this video for me, it's really just make you guys see, Gucci, like, it's not that easy, but then we have to try, we have to push and stuff. And just school is going very well. Like, I like school. School is, I think I found something that's really just my, within my angle. And it's flowing. Like, it's not, school for me is not hard. Like, it's nothing like, it's not like a burden. It's not like a hill. It's just like, I'm just flowing within it. When the assignment comes, I do it. Like, I'm getting good marks and school's just flowing. But at the same time, I know school's not the only thing that I want to like focus on. But then, because I have so much time because school's so easy and I have so much free time to myself. So I think my biggest part right now is just, my biggest problem right now is really trying to just find myself and who I am and just root that person in something bigger, which is God, obviously. But then just like, not allow the smallest things to get to me. And I think my sister always just says, you can't allow people to get to you. You can't. So then you need to be stronger than that. You just can't do that. And I think my biggest struggle is that, like, I would be able to not allow small things to get to me if they weren't so repetitive and happening every single day of my life. Like, if I got a break, maybe I'd be able to like find some restoration and actually feel like you're not a bad person. But then if it's the same people that I carry so heavily in my heart, well, that I'm trying so hard to love from a distance, which, is not that easy also. Like, my brother always says the good people always have it hard in life and you need to love people from a distance. And I think that's the one thing that I'm trying so hard to do. But it's so hard and It's just like, I think my biggest question that I always ask myself is just like and I don't want anyone to think this is directed to anyone, but then I feel like my biggest question is that I always ask myself is like, we're family, we're this, we're that. Like, I don't understand why I have to love you from a distance, because I want to love you closely. Like, but then at the same time, I'm gonna learn the hard way if I carry on telling myself that I wanna love you, yeah, and stuff like that. I'm gonna carry on getting hurt, I'm gonna carry on, But then I think it hasn't gotten to a point where I'm feeling hurt. I think it's gotten to a point where it's so repetitive that it's draining every single inch within me. Like, it is draining my soul. Also, I feel like, okay, this video is getting long, but just the last part, I feel like I haven't, from just the triggers and the traumas that I felt within when I started being depressed, I feel like I haven't dealt with it. I feel like I've done things that have helped me forget it. Like, I've been in situations, or just, whether it be friendships or just going out or relationships, like I've been in things that help me forget or just distract me from dealing with it, to the point whereby when I'm left alone, it slaps even harder because it all comes back. And I need to find a way to like deal with it and stuff. But then, mental health is a lot. But then I'm really hoping to just, we're fighting. But then this is just a mental journal. It's just a new segment to update you guys where I'm at with this whole journey of just life after high school and just finding myself in mental health. But then, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you like this video. If you like it, like the video and comment on what you think, or what's been your difficulty that you've been facing since you've left high school and you've been facing responsibilities and just life outside of just your safe space. And tell your friends to subscribe, tell your friends' friends, and that friend, and the next friend, and the other friend, and your friend's friend's friend to subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys for watching.